Hey everybody, it's the last Robot Guy here. We won. Sekigahara is over.
Hurge!
And now we've got to pick up the pieces.
Next region. Now all your Kodamas go away again.
Yep.
Kelley is there. I'm going to.
Nioh殿と小早川殿は逃れる石田勢を追って沢山の城へと軍を進めた。じゃがわしらの探るところ、三成殿はケリーめと共に伊吹山へと落ちたようだ。ウィリアム、お主は天海殿と共に伊吹山へ向かえ。敗軍の将とはいえ、三成殿は油断ならぬ男。気を引き締めて参るのだ。
So we're going up Mount Ibuki today.
Frickin' William keeps trying to pretend like he's being serious with that fucking hat on.
That's the bear kabuki.
Oh my god.
It's really happy to be here. It's the happiest bear you'll ever see. I wonder how many people even noticed it in the cutscene, just there being really fucking happy to be.
It's like having the onion. It's like having the onion in the middle of the let's play, just because everybody's trying to be serious, and then this dickhead, straight-laced satire just comes up and drops something, and you're and like everybody knows he's screwing around, but like there's the one or two seconds where you're curious. If they're actually serious about this bull crap or not.
It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful hat. Yeah, so we're going up Ibuki Mountain, or Mount Ibuki. It is the largest of the Ibuki Mountains. Only by a little. There's actually like about 5 of them, and Ibuki is about 4,500 feet high.
That's not so bad. This is where everybody who's been outdoors for more than for a vacation is just rolling their eyes at me. 'Cause it's like one of the biggest tough guy comments ever. Just like, oh, well, it's not Mount Everest, that means it must be fine now. No, like even a old sloping like chill old man hill, like one of the Appalachian Mountains or in the Great Smokies in the eastern United States. They will destroy your soul if you don't take them seriously.
So a feature of this particular level that we'll see a few times along the way is because the Ishida army has well and truly been crushed and everyone's fleeing in every which direction. There'll be little pockets of samurai who are off trying not to trying to survive, and bandits are taking advantage of this to kill them for their heads for rewards or to take their gear, and we get to see that. And I was sort of showing off that it doesn't actually like start doing damage to any of them till you get close enough, and as you can see, the ones that die leave a revenant, and you can fight them, and they're actually more powerful than they were in life. That's the power of undeath, baby. The other ones will be much stronger. This guy just sort of he didn't really stand a chance.
Yeah.
But of course, we will be doing it for the dialogue.
And guy was a rear guard, and that basically what happened to most rear guards ever. Not a duty.
Unless you were a Tokugawa rear guard, in which case you were very good at at guarding the rear, because your army was just like retreating so often. Because fuck.
And to be fair to the Tokugawa rear guards, they also ended up actually surviving most of their rear guard action.
Yeah, that was the other point. It's like, you know, they were very good at keeping each other alive on a retreat, which is actually like something to be lauded.
And also very rare, particularly for this time period.
Yeah, like this is I love this because we've already been up a mountain, and it's a mountain that's got underground bits too, Mount Ibuki. But Ibuki Mountain has a different sort of scale to it. And it's also a different sort of history too.
I believe these verdant caverns are actually real as well. Like, I can't remember precisely which mountain it is in Japan. The verdant caverns like this one are definitely a thing among some of the older volcanic mountains that make Japanese time.
And I like it.
Oh, they're absolutely beautiful. Like it is.
Cut down by William.
Cut down by William.
Yeah, that's something that the game does actually record with revenants.
That's intense. That's pretty intense.
Yeah, this level won't be the last time we see that happening, and in fact, it will be like supremely depressing the next time it happens in a level. Not in this level. I mean, it sucks, but these guys are you know, they're gonna die by bandits. It's inevitable.
It is foregone. You might as well get glory out of it, because otherwise it's just gonna be some bandit thing, and that's just embarrassing.
Yeah, it was just, you know, like we talked about Akechi Mitsuhide, he was killed by peasants in a rice field. So, like, the loser of a major conflict has to be so very, very, very careful, because just losing the battle and eluding capture is not the end of it. You're basically on the run for the entire time.
A more modern story that people might be familiar with that has a lot of parallels here is if anybody ever read the book or watched any of the movies of The Great Escape. The Great Escape covers a lot of similar problems with that insofar as, you know, hey, you can escape from the prison camp, you can even get away from the prison camp, but actually, like eluding recapture and moving forward with your overall goal of getting back to a safe haven is an outrageously complicated endeavor. That honest, like in the Great Escape, it was honestly probably easier because they had a functionally infinite amount of time to try to scrounge together goods to make that more easy. You know, they could do things like smuggle maps and get uniforms set up and everything like that. You're running away from a battle. You might not even know where the hell you are.
And if you get caught and you're a bigwig in it, you know you're gonna get your head lopped off. It is kind of interesting actually. We've gotten to see one of the big jobs that Tokugawa Ieyasu had to deal with when he won, and that was deciding what to do with everybody. Here's a bomb. We can plant those as a ninja. I'm gonna get rid of this one.
Yeah.
I've made a mistake. I'm too close.
Wow. That's some radius on that bad boy.
There are ninjas up here as well, and I don't know whose side they're on, but they're not on my side. I don't know if they're Ishida ninjas or what.
They, at the absolute least, they set up that bomb which blew you up, which means they have to die on principle.
Well, yeah, we can plant those, which is nice. But we saw, you know, the head of the army has to decide who gets rewards, who gets accolades, and also what has to be done with the different people. And we saw a member of the Otani clan, and for their loyalty to their master and to their fight, he just said "good job," which is actually a lot more potent than you might think. That's basically, I'm not going to punish you. Because you fought well and you fought hard, and that's, you know, I kind of liked that. That just made that made me just like smile a little when he did that.
Yeah, you could practically see, like, if you were paying very close attention to that, you could see like his shoulders sag in relief because that was exactly what it was. It's very difficult socially to tell somebody good job and then, you know, take their guts out later. So you heard that, and in that one terse sentence, Ieyasu said a lot to these people. He said volumes.
Yeah. The most famous example of the post-war, the post-battle thing I can think of, and it's, you know, it's talking a little bit early about him, but I love talking about him anyway. But Date Masamune, historically, was late to the Battle of Osaka. Very late. Intentionally late. Because he knew what a clusterfuck it was. And it was a clusterfuck game. And
he was not wrong.
And Ieyasu was super pissed about that. And demanded that you know, Date come to them as, you know, as part of the whole post-battle thing, to be meted out for, you know, whatever. He hadn't told him what he was going to do. Date Masamune turned up in full dress, like, basically letting him know, I'm ready to kill myself if you ask me. And everyone was so intimidated by that move, they let him go. They let him off with, like, a little punishment instead. And, just proving that the man's conviction is just off the wall crazy. But that is like one of my favorite stories of it.
It also helps that from all of the stories about him, Date Masamune had like a big P presence. There are certain people that just, they walk into a room and it doesn't matter how they're dressed or what they specially look like or whatever. You can't deny, oh man, it's like a big dick in the locker room, just smack, somebody's here. Like, I've never been that dude.
One-eyed dragon.
Yeah.
The one-eyed dragon has unfurled.
I've never been that dude, to be clear, but you know, everything we know about it. Like a good more modern example is like how people treated Nelson Mandela, for example. Like, you know, that dude, he didn't necessarily look like much. He didn't necessarily dress like much. Every time he walked into a room, even before he became the president of South Africa, everybody was just like, "Oh, hello." And Date Masamune was, by all accounts, somebody who had that exact level of presence. So him showing up with that level of presence, and then also trying to project presence. Yeah, I'm not surprised that they're just like, alright, cool. You know, like, you're clearly
okay, let him go. Don't start anything with him.
This is going to spiral out of control if we try to press this.
So we've got an item that we've had quite a bit of, and we haven't really used until now. But using it now is probably the best time to do it, because wind is definitely the theme of Mount Ibuki. And we've got these little Tengu items, and they do two things. The first thing they do is they give you a resistance to the wind element, and you can sort of see how quickly that, like, the wind elemental status effect was drooping off of us whenever it was, like, inflicted on us there against the monk. And the other thing is it reduces fall damage, because there are a few drops here. It won't save us from most of them, but there's, you know, like, we're mostly doing it for the wind damage, but it's always nice to have the fall damage reducer.
That is something that immediately ran up my antenna, because fall damage in basically every freaking video game is my evil enemy. I'm just like, hey, I want a parkour, and they're just like, no. And I'm just like, but what if yes? And that becomes a continuing argument for the entirety of the time I am playing that game. But what if yes?
There's one there too.
There it goes.
I thought the bomb was a spot somewhere else, but it was actually
you were firing at
the landmine, as it were.
Geneva Convention violation, man. You can't booby trap dead bodies like that. Not that, you know, the Geneva Convention...
They just booby trapped a little bit in front of them.
I mean, not that the Geneva Convention even matters, you know, in this time period.
We don't even have such things here.
What are war crimes? I was honestly hoping you would just suplex that dude off the ledge. Just
I don't think the game ever does it, really.
Yeah.
Which always makes me sad. You always hope, but it never eventuates. There's another weapon you can get from Tenju, actually. Like the Teko or whatever. The basically the resistance buff item. You can also get a fan which can like hit enemies with wind attacks. I should use that sometime. I might use that in like post content. Because it is like I never really found too much use for it while I was playing like on the regular. And that's so much so that I actually forgot about it. So here, look. Here's an instance where we'd probably take a fair bit of fall damage. And look at that.
But what if yes?
A tickle. A slight tickle to get ourselves some master locks.
Very much.
It's pretty good. The game gives you tools for pretty much everything. It's just a matter of getting to play with them.
And being aware that they're even there. Particularly for Western audiences, I imagine there's some problems just remembering what the hell these things are called.
Yeah, well, God, like a great example of that is Final Fantasy XIV, the samurai job. All of its moves are just like weird sort of Japanese names, and everyone's just like, how the fuck do I even remember this? That's the first time that has ever happened. That has never happened before. The bats, everybody hates the bats.
Oh, man.
Yeah, never ever have I seen that happen.
Oh my god. That made
this game does a lot of
day.
never have I seen this happen before, but it makes sure it happens on camera, which makes me happy.
That made my entire fucking day.
Such a good
I'm so
such a good
happy
series of
now.
accidents. Yeah, so we're sort of looping down for another. This level loops ridiculously nicely in the first part, and yep, okay, yep. We really didn't want that. Thanks, game. This guy is another one of those monk wheels that does kill me a lot. I'm just like, I can't be bothered waiting for my everything to come back, so I'm just gonna chop this guy.
Yeah, I would. Like they drop a wheel monk at you in a cavern that is probably only about twice as wide as yourself. Yeah, no, that's really teeing you up there.
Yeah. So now we've actually made ourselves a shortcut to two different shrines. There's the shrine at the beginning of the level, but also the other shrine. You go down one set of ladders and go up another set of ladders. It's kind of handy like that.
The other shrine and the other shrine, so we can say, let's not go to that shrine. Let's go to the good one.
So many shrinu.
I mean, it's a spiritual mountain and everything like that, so yeah, it's appropriate, but still though. Make dumb Joe. Hey, Tengu.
Yeah, Tengu and Bomb Guy.
You're gonna. Oh, I was like, we didn't even comment on the last one when it showed up because you have these guys down to such a science. Where you bait out the attack, you dodge behind them, they do that stupid ass kick, and they get like one solid hit on you the entire time that they're running.
Yeah, but if you get cocky,
I swear to unholy Jesus, are you?
The lesson we learn is don't get cocky.
I swear to God, everybody, we do this post commentary, but I haven't previewed these ahead of time. How in the hell do I keep managing to talk you into this?
I do a very good job of learning valuable lessons. It just happens to come at the time when you are slowly being encircled by the hubris that I felt. I've gone up the wrong one.
Seriously, I am flabbergasted.
I've gone up the wrong one, and I'm about to figure it out and be like, oh shit, no.
It's fine. That dude,
and then I'm gonna like, yep, there we go. Yeah, he had it coming.
He was a ninja. He definitely had it coming.
Wow.
Wow,
Cruelty
rude.
towards ninjas over here.
I mean, I'm perfectly fine with ninjas as a concept. Ninjas in this game basically mean unending annoyance, pain, and death for you. I phrased that so it escalated specifically because it all depends on how many advantages they've been given in the context. So when a enemy is so consistently bad news, I'm perfectly fine with them just getting dominated.
All right, let's take care of this guy.
Yeah.
This guy was what was sitting at the back of my skull, making me think about other things, and distracting me from the important task of just walloping this giant bird. Jurisdiction. I don't even know what I was saying there. That wasn't even a word.
Bird jurisdiction. I like
Bird
that.
jerk. I think I was going for it, and then just started saying jurs. I don't know.
I don't know. I'm now thinking of
The oxygen is thinning at
Orion.
4,000 feet. It doesn't really. It doesn't really thin that much. It does thin enough. Like I often say, I did for a while learn to fly planes, and it's always interesting. You know, what altitude does to you. Hey, fella. You know, they like the rules for alcohol consumption and other things like that are much more stringent. And then you also hear the stories about people who go on flights and they drink, and they're not David Boone, so it makes them super drunk super quickly, and they don't realize that it was going to happen. So it usually ends up causing them a whole lot of problems.
Yeah, I remember one time I was flying out to Hawaii for my friend's 30th birthday, and it was just long enough of a flight. It was exactly like 6 hours from where we started. And I was just like, that's just long enough that I care about having a first class. It's the only time I've flown first class in my entire life. And it was beautiful. They offered me whiskey. I took whiskey, and normally I'm a fairly hearty drinker. You know, like it takes a fair bit to get me drunk. Boy, that one shot hit me damn hard. I have enough experience drinking to be like, I probably shouldn't do that again. And I didn't. And that was a good idea, because, dear God, but cut down by rogue, so it wasn't your fault this time.
Nope, that guy got killed in a fight with somebody else. But now he's back in his much stronger ghost form with some pretty meaty looking cleavers, to be honest.
Yeah,
That
seriously.
Kurosagama had like, it's kind of like instead of the sickle on the end, it's got like a giant meat cleaver. It's pretty cool. Now we got two paths we can take from here, and one leads to a shrine, so we're gonna go visit the shrine, and it has a bridge, and there's a Tengu on the bridge, so we're not gonna go that way because it's a small, narrow, rickety bridge, and there are just some fights I just will not have.
Nah.
It's gonna be the first enemy I willingly just don't go and fight because fuck it.
Nah. Robokai 2020.
It's the end of, so it's just the end of it's Shodan trying to convince me to fight it. Yeah, no, I'm just like nah.
Nah.
Still the best ending to a video game.
Yeah, you
It's
and I
like,
will have to stream that one at some point.
After
brother.
everything you've just put me through, you crazy robotic psychopathic thing, I am not siding with you because you will just stab me in the back.
Stream that one at some point, brother. Like that. I would treasure that. I actually I will admit, I keep watching Google like it's usually about every 3 or 4 months. I'll do a search for a Deus Ex co-op mod, because there was a couple that was in development like a million years ago, and they all died. None of them worked. And I keep hoping somebody will come back to it, because that would just be like that would be one of the only games I need to play for the rest of my life. This is Deus Ex 1 co-op with you and the rest of the people in our project. Like I would get up to endless bull crap in that game.
There's always Sven co-op. You know, we haven't actually talked about the man of the moment, the guy that we're actually pursuing up this mountain, and that is Mitsunari himself. it is important that we talk about him as a character, I think, because everything he's been doing is essentially playing the villain. But the thing is he wasn't a villain. You could even argue more that Ieyasu was the villain of the story because he was agitating for him to become the leader. He was undermining the Toyotomi. He was basically doing everything he could to become the overlord of Japan. Whereas Ishida, Mitsunari's motivation was to preserve the rule of the clan of the man who he respected and worshipped the ground that he walked on. Hideyoshi met Mitsunari when he was quite young, and when Mitsunari was quite young, and it's an interesting story because Mitsunari, don't look down by the way, Kukai.
I am doing my best to ignore it and just listen to your story.
Mitsunari worked at a temple. He was, and he was, sort of doing like cleaning, assisting, and everything like that. And he was tasked with taking care of Hideyoshi when he was visiting at one time. And as the story goes, he served over the course of, I think, the day visit. He served Hideyoshi tea 3 times, and they say that each instance of the tea being served perfectly matched the time of day, the weather, the mood of what the work he was doing, and also Hideyoshi himself's mood. And as a result, Hideyoshi was like, I want to take this guy with me. This kid is fucking amazing. And so he basically changed Ishida's life, Mitsunari's life, and as a result, like, essentially earned himself a hero, like like someone who was willing to like stand up for his people even long after he was gone. And I think that's something that's actually really to be lauded. And he was definitely a guy that everyone thought was just a brown noser and was just was just a brown noser. Was a guy who sucked up. He got things he didn't deserve. His castle was like massive and was like really rich and stuff like that. And he was able to use that to get like one of the most sought after generals. And he didn't deserve that either. But as we've sort of seen, he was a man who was prone to very honest and open gestures. And was very, actually, sort of a lot more giving than a lot of people gave him credit for. He just demanded a lot of himself and others, and sometimes just wasn't able to get that feeling, that message across to people. And
it's worth noting. Go ahead, sorry.
No, it's okay. You go.
Okay, it's worth noting, particularly with regard to the tea ceremony. I think it was the watershed moment in this particular story. The overall significance of the tea ceremony is it's difficult to overstate because every emotion, every twitch of the eyes and of the muscles and the particular flavors and spices, and even the way that they're mixed, all of that is noticed and all of that is significant. And in Japanese terms, it's very much a time for you to display your mental acuity and your attention to detail and your respect for the other person. So when you pull that off perfectly once, that is worth noticing. When you pull that off 3 times in a row perfectly, that is literally a heroic thing. Like this is the sort of thing that you would expect from, if you were playing a D&D campaign or something like that, and you rolled 3 20s in a row on your diplomacy check. This is not something that happens in real life. So they were correct to take notice of all of this. And, you can argue whether or not he deserved all of that. That gets into subjective values. But, it's important to understand exactly how significant or how much effort went in to being noticed in this fashion, and exactly how indicative it was of the sort of person he was. Toyotomi was, to be specific. Sorry.
That's okay. I will say, like I did say, Ieyasu could be considered the villain, but in the hunt, we'll also have to remember it's a bit more complicated than that. In the context of things, because after Hideyoshi passed away, there was a lot of discontent because he had led Japan into a war with China via Korea that had done nothing for them.
Yeah,
it cost them lives, it cost them money, it cost them time that they could have been spending on recovering the nation after the massive wars that they'd already had. And instead he chose to wage even more war. So like there is no direct hero or villain to any particular tale, but I always just feel like I feel like Mitsunari just deserves a little bit more.
He does. History is written by the victor, and Ieyasu was unequivocally the victor of this entire time period. Right? You know, it's important to remember that. And was Ieyasu a badass? Yes, absolutely. There's no taking that away from him. We said in previous episodes how the man was the ultimate survivor. And there is a lot to be respected in being the ultimate survivor, because if you're the ultimate survivor, you can continue to do things for your people. You know, I mean, there's a lot to be said for not dying meaninglessly, which has been a problem in both hemispheres throughout. A lot of people deciding that, hey, this is a thing that I need to die for, and some hills just aren't worth dying for. And you know, Ieyasu was incredibly perceptive about which hills were worth dying for or killing for. Now that didn't make him a nice person.
I suppose the thing that comes out of most of it is that, as it should be said, in the building of a nation, there aren't really heroes or villains. It's way more complicated than that. And it's just something to keep in mind of as the story progresses. This story doesn't judge Mitsunari quite as much as you'd think, but I always just I rankle when I see the depictions of him in things like the Dynasty Warriors games. They're pretty mean to him. Sengoku Basara has probably the meanest rendition of him. He's like an edgy teenager with a really stupid emo cut.
Ouch.
Who cries blood. And is whereas the depiction of Tokugawa Ieyasu is kind of funny because in the first few games he's a young kid hiding behind his giant robot that is Tadakatsu Honda. That's not an exaggeration.
I mean,
there is a nickname in the Japanese community for that iteration of Tadakatsu, and it's Hondum.
Hondum. I love that. I love
to the point that in later Sengoku Basara games, he is shown launching from the top of a castle, similar to the way a Gundam would launch from White Base.
Absolutely brilliant. I love everything about that.
He's basically our last obstacle before Mitsunari.
Yeah, that one hit was rather stunning. None shall pass beyond this point. Well, I respect your dedication to that, buddy.
His Revenant ain't nothing to fuck with either.
I noticed
sort of
that you're
should
hesitating on it.
Yeah, because it's I would have to go back a fair distance because I hadn't activated the shrine, because I was like, what I'll do is I'll fight this guy, then go back and activate it, because I expect I'll be using up a lot of elixirs anyway.
Jesus, yeah, he just super armored through all of that. Holy mother!
He's wearing heavy armor, which basically gives him a lot of invincibility frames.
Lots of poise. I should say he poised through that. That's the Dark Soul, or the Souls-like term, versus super armor, which is the fighting game term of it. We as gamers need to come up with a unified vocabulary at some point.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, it's non-flinching. Oh no, I'm confused it even more. No.
I mean, you getting lost isn't actually that surprising.
There we go. Let's just gotta navigate down. Gotta make sure I don't miss anything.
There it is.
And what
For
are you
real?
doing? Are you blind, Kodama?
That
Are you
Kodama's
blind?
just flat trolling you, man. Like that was just rude. That was
I mean, I
rude
knew
on
he
the
was there the whole
Kodama's
time, but-
part. Like, come on, dude.
All right, let's go up and see if we can't catch up with Mitsunari and with Kelley, because they're both at the top of this mountain right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say you're just gonna just miss him. Well, at least Kelley. You might catch him.
This is one of those things that always sort of makes me laugh too, because it's like you open one set of doors and you're like, oh, here we go, the bathroom. Wait, what? Corridor?
Huh.
What? All right, let's get to the fighty fight.
恥を忍んで落ち延びた。ここで撃たれるわけにはいかぬ。ケリー殿の錬金の極意によって太閤秀吉様を復活させる。忠義による清廉な世の礎を。
あんたにはせいぜい時間を稼いでもらうとしよう。
We'll resurrect the most brutal overlord of the Nioh.
Mitsunari Ishida is an interesting fight because he is dangerous in all directions.
Yeah, that was.
He's quite wild. He has a lot of he can be knocked down quite convincing with a lot of attacks. He will the biggest problem of course with him is his wind damage he does. And he's not afraid to punish you quite a lot.
That is a
with that.
level of violence I can fucking respect.
Yeah, Ishida Mitsunari, don't worry about fighting him full speed, full cheese, everything like that, because he will mess your day up if you let him. And you're not doing nearly as much damage as you like, because he pumps out so much
he
wind
goes.
damage.
He's just living weapon. Oh man!
You can see he's just relentless. I'm getting hit with a lot of damage.
Yeah, you can't get a break.
And as a result,
TI incoming! Shit. Holy mother of God!
the only reason I'm not dead is because I used wind resistance.
Yeah, no, I saw.
So it is lowering the damage.
You got it in your mouth like the instant it hit your chin.
Also, rocks fall when he does that, so you have to be careful he doesn't do that to you as well.
Rocks fall, you die. Ooh.
Not this time. But I'm also extremely low on ki. Please, Mitsunari, please.
Give me a
please,
break,
just give me a
brother,
moment to
man.
compose myself. God, the hits on those.
It's impossible to tell where those strikes are gonna go. Here it comes and there it goes.
Yeah, he is quite an impressively
version.
oppressive boss.
I'm impressed.
But he's out of key now, so we can start hurting him.
Press
And
the
hitting him when he's
attack,
out of key
brothers.
gives us. Yeah, see, I can go silly too, mate. I can be silly and attack you a lot as well.
Whew.
Fun fight, really fun fight, really
Yeah,
intense
no,
fight.
I'm
I
pretty
usually
sure
don't
I
beat him on the first go.
didn't breathe out that or breathe in that entire time. Holy crap! I like the idea of you playing dead right now.
Just hang out with him.
Sure,
Lie down until
whatever.
the timer goes out.
It's fine. I'm sure it's fine.
Ibuki 山の冷水 これで三成殿も。
3杯の茶を教師13の時から仕えた秀吉様。私は天下人へと変わりゆく太閤様についていくだけであった。義を重んじ刀なき世を民と共に歩む秀吉様の描きし美しき夢、いつしか私の夢となっていた。秀吉様亡き後、その夢を汚す家康めを討てぬとは、私が誤っておるのか。なぜ殺さぬ。
久しいの三成殿。
あなたは明智光秀殿。何故。
そなたの忠義、まことにあっぱれ。されど人の世には忠義より重きものがあり申す。それは大義じゃ。三成殿、忠義を重んずるあまり大義に背かれますな。
あなたも大義のため信長様を討ち主君殺しの汚名をかぶったというか。されば私も大義に裁かれよう。
ケリーめが私が信した信長様を改まとしてよみがえらせ、再び大乱の渦を起こそうとしております。安仁殿、家康殿が大義、この国が太平のためかの者を止めてくだされ。
I like to think the bear hat is going, "What a twist!" the whole
What a
time
twist!
at the reveal. At the reveal that Tenkai is Akechi Mitsuhide, which is actually a fairly common theory of the Tenkai story. The Akechi Mitsuhide story is that he didn't really die, and he became a priest who was influential with Ieyasu named Tenkai, and that's a thing. Anyway, we've got more to do around the region before we head off to Sawayama Castle. I've been the last Robokai,
And I have been Cool Guy.
and we'll see you all next time.
Mountain Remorse. That's a level.